Okay, if y'all will mute, because we are recording, do me that favor. All right, so every week I love it more and more as we continue to add to the family. Some of these I may have repeated from last week. Oh no, and Gianna, I spelled your name wrong. I'm so sorry. That was a typo right there. So I want to welcome William and Donna and Valerie and Latoya and Mackenzie, and Courtney and Retina and Marquita and Nicole, two Nicoles, Trudy, Lakeisha, and Kaylee. We want to welcome y'all to the family. Super excited if this is your first call. We are super excited to have you on our team and just want to welcome you to the family. Announcements. This week is one of the weeks that we are doing the live team power hour this week. If you guys haven't seen me post about that, I'll create the event on our team page and you'll have two options, 6 a.m. or 9 p.m. You can hop on. I'll give you the list of things that you need. Essentially, basically what you need is you need your contact list, you need some post ideas, and then your scripts. And really, that's about all you should need. I mean, besides your contact list, your list of current challengers or coaches, and that kind of thing. And we'll get rocking and rolling right at 6 or 9 and really buzz through. This is just a great time to really fellowship with your coaches as far as like what our power hour looks like. They've been going really well the past couple months, and even if you've been doing them with us, I would still recommend doing it again because you never know what kind of post ideas you can get, or just having the leaders on the team really there to help you in seeing what you can get accomplished in an hour. Our Team Persevere Coach Sneak Peek starts next week. So this week is the week that you should be posting about it. If you didn't post a call to action about the sneak peek on Sunday or Monday, I would do one either tonight or tomorrow night. And then make sure that you're dropping little nuggets all week, just real subtly about coaching and how it's impacting you. Even if you're a brand new coach, you can still talk about the coaching opportunity as far as things go, like being on team calls with us and that kind of thing. I'm going to say it every week. If you're a new coach, register for Summit, get on the wait list. Game changer for your business. You do not want to miss it. If you don't know what that is, Google Team Beachbody Summit and you'll get all the information that you need. Same thing with our next Super Saturday. It is April, who can tell me? I think it's the second week in April, second weekend. And this is just a great time to fellowship with your local coaches wherever you are at across the country. So in your back office, you can find that under events. Mark your calendar for it, put it in there so that you can join us. Y'all, there is nothing like events. I say it over and over again, and I'll continue to say it because it's truly it truly has an impact on your business. But just being live and being in person and being there and realizing that this business is tangible, especially for those of you who don't have the opportunity to get out as much, it really helps you realize the impact that you have. I will be doing a Team Cup update this Friday, so all of the leaders on our team that are leading a Team Cup team, if y'all will update me with your numbers by when we get the report on Friday so that I can kind of show a running of how our teams are doing within Team Persevere. With that being said, I'm going to mute myself and hand it over to Miss Alana. Alana has been with me a little over a year, right at January. She's just past her year anniversary. She has become an amazing leader, really learning to come outside of her shell. She will tell you that when I gave her this topic, she was super nervous, as all of the leaders have told me they have loved when I've given them topics. But it's really so that we learn to grow and take what we feel like are our weaknesses and turn them into strengths. And so without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Alana, and let me mute myself. Alana, are you unmuted?
I think so.
Okay, let me turn it up. Can everyone hear her okay? Just give me a thumbs up.
I'll talk. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Perfect. All right.
So yes, like Monica said, when she gave me this topic, I was like, no way, I didn't sign up for that one. that was on the list, but I didn't pick it on purpose. But so when she gave me the topic of leading with confidence, I really had to stop and think about it. And because my first reaction was, no, I am not confident. I'm not that kind of person. But as I stopped and thought about it and really put some time in researching what that means and what it meant to me, it really started to make sense a lot more. And this quote I thought was really good from John Quincy Adams. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. So that to me was a really good definition of who a leader is. And just if we inspire and just cause people to dream more and learn more, then we are really just a leader then. So I also thought I looked up the definitions of what it means technically to lead. First, to guide on a way, especially by going in advance, to direct on a course or in an action, and to go through. So I just want to challenge you to just start thinking in your head right now, who do you lead? Who, with by that definition, who do you lead? I started thinking about myself, and I lead my kids. I'm in charge of directing them on a course and going the way in advance I have. And so that's one area that I thought, okay, I lead my kids. And then also, just everyone that we come in contact with, we are leading a little bit. We're maybe directing and starting to send people in a direction just by our thoughts and our words to people. So then I also started thinking about confidence and what that is. The definition here is a feeling or belief that you can do something well or succeed at something. A feeling or belief that someone or something is good or has the ability to succeed at something. The feeling of being certain that something will happen or that something is true. And when I read that definition, what really struck me is that it said a feeling or belief that you can do something well. And so a lot of times, you don't necessarily feel confident, but it's also a belief, a real belief that you can do something well and you can succeed, or you have confidence in someone else and that they believe that they are good or they can succeed or that something is true. So so I thought about those two definitions, and then I read this quote also. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. And sometimes confidence is not just a feeling, but it is an action. You have to just do that thing that you think that you can't do, and in doing that, you gain that strength and courage and confidence. So I started looking at the definition of what a good leader is and what those qualities are that make a good leader. Integrity, clear goals, a good example, vision, clear communication, expecting the best. A good leader supports, encourages, recognizes, offers stimulating work, focus on team interests and needs, and inspires. And when I saw those qualities, I kind of put together a list and looked at it, and I thought, a good leader isn't necessarily like a leadership position, like I am a leader, because like I personally would not qualify or say that I'm a leader normally. I am a good team person. You put me in a team and I'm good with that, but to lead, I don't want that position. But when you look at this list, it's really just an encourager, and it's someone that is upstanding and can actually write out some goals and have some vision and clear communication and focused on the team and inspiring. And to me, that was a really interesting list of things. And as coaches, that's really what we do. We lead. We Even if you are a new coach and you don't have people under you yet, or you don't have coaches that have signed up with you, or you don't really have even a team of people yet, you're still a leader. You are still someone that has vision. You've signed up for this business because you have vision and you want to inspire people and you want to encourage people. So you are automatically a leader just by that, just by who you are. So a couple things in being a leader, you need to lead yourself first. Being a leader begins with you. You are responsible for where you are now. You can do it with people, but no one can do it for you. And personal development and research are key. As a coach and as a leader, it's important to continue to learn and to grow and to take responsibility for how much you're doing that. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. I don't think that you can continue to be a good leader if you are not learning and continuing to grow as a person. Personal development is something that we continuously stress, and that you really need to be filling your mind and filling your heart and soul with good things. Monica says this a lot, and I think it's very true. The speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. And if you're not growing, then the people that around you, they're not going to be encouraged to grow either. The second thing is a way to be a good leader is basically when you're a leader, you're finding needs and filling them. It's simple, but it's not easy. And these needs, they get bigger as you go. So maybe you sell your first challenge pack. You are a leader. That makes you a leader. That person that has bought that challenge pack, they're looking to you to inspire and encourage and lead. If you start posting on social media and on Facebook, or talking to your friends and family about what you're doing, you're a leader. You're encouraging them. You're inspiring them. You are giving good advice and new things for them to think about, and you are leading those people. Leadership is not about titles, positions, or flowcharts. It is about one life influencing another. That is a leader. That makes a leader. And as you grow and as you build your team and as you have more and more people following you, then those needs get bigger, and you see a need for some sort of training, and you can put that together, and that is being a leader. Or you see a need for a newsletter for your people that are looking up to you, and that's a need, and you can fill it and be a leader in that way. And then another thing with leading, you can go to the next slide. A really big part of leading is that we are servants. We need to lead with a servant's heart. Your attitude can't be what's in it for me. It needs to be what's in it for you. Go out and find people's needs, and that will fill your need. We have been talking a lot about the 3 Lives Club versus Success Club, and that just means that we're trying to help fill 3 people's needs, and in doing that, then that will fill our Success Club point that we want, or want to, where we want to get. So that is, I think, critical in being a coach and being a leader, is that the focus needs to not be on what we need and where the points we want to get, but that we want to help other people and fill their needs. Real leadership is leaders recognizing that they serve the people they lead. And an attitude of a servant's heart, I think, is truly critical as a leader. So start somewhere as a leader. And this is something that I've learned over the past year. It may feel small, but just start. You really have to just go for it. You'll make mistakes, maybe make new messes for yourself, and just feel like you're failing in areas, but don't stop. Try again. Embrace those failures and really learn from them. This quote I found, and I thought it was really hit home. Don't just build a toolbox you never use. Go swing a hammer. So as a new coach or as a veteran coach, you are building a toolbox of of information and all kinds of different ways to lead people and things to do and things to post about and information. And you're gathering all of that and you're building a toolbox. But if you just keep it all to yourself and you don't use it and you don't go lead, then it's really useless. So I would encourage you to not just build a toolbox, but to go swing a hammer. Pick something, do it, just make a start. So I want to close with this. What some things to do if you don't feel confident? And I, sometimes will pull these out, and actually often will pull these out and use these as a way to boost my confidence. Some things that you can do is make a victory list. Write down all the things that you've already accomplished so you can see that you do some things right. I am a firstborn child, and so with that being said, I'm pretty hard on myself. I'm not necessarily a perfectionist, but if I make mistakes or if I feel like I'm failing at something, I'm pretty hard on myself. And so this is a really good thing to do. Think about the things that you've done. Like when I think that I'm not confident and I'm not a good leader, I will sit and make a list of the things that I have done, and that really helps boost my confidence. Fight the voices when they start up. Stop playing the comparison game. You're not in the same place that the coach next to you is in. And even if you've been a coach for the same amount of time or a leader for the same amount of time, you're not the same person. And so jealousy is a poison that will rob you of your destiny. Why not you? Ditch the victim mentality. Really just focus on who you are, and don't look around. Don't look at what you think that a coach should look like or a leader should look like. Just be yourself and stop comparing. And why not you? You are a great coach. You are a great leader, and don't play the victim. And then another thing is to write your goals weekly. I think it really helps to focus and to feel confident in where you're going and where you want to go, and to reevaluate. So that's another way that you can help to boost your confidence in what you're doing and who you are as a leader. And then lastly, here's a John C. Maxwell quote. He is an amazing author about leading and has tons of books. Look him up if you want to really boost your leadership game. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. It really is head knowledge and action and showing other people. So you're a leader by just the nature of who you are and who's around you. So be confident and do that. Go for it. And I'm done.
Awesome job, girlie. Thank you so much for sharing that. Talk a little bit about kind of your journey the past year and how you've kind of evolved, and what you've learned along the way that's kind of helped you. I mean, because you and I were having a conversation today, and we are very similar in the fact that sometimes we feel like, looking at myself personally, I don't feel like I've been successful. But when someone else is looking on the outside, I've told you, like you said, your victory list where we've went through all of the different things that you've accomplished. How do you feel like you've evolved over the past year when it comes to your leadership skills?
Basically, just by taking the step and doing things and pushing myself. Honestly, you have been critical in that, and I've done things that I never thought that I would do before, and like leading calls like this, or when I went to Summit in July, I got certified to teach PIO, and that was crazy. Like I would never think that I would do something like that, and so I think really just being willing to step outside your comfort zone and taking that step is critical. You just have to just do it.
I love that. That's one of my favorite things is as coaches, it's honestly our job every single day to step outside of our comfort zone. And so I have this quote that's on my wall where I say, every day do something scary or do something that scares you. And so I try and look for that one thing that maybe I feel like I'm not good at or that I'm struggling with, and I go and do it. And if you guys haven't read the book called Eat That Frog, I highly suggest it. It's like 50 pages long, 75, maybe it's super short. But it really talks about that one thing that we all dread doing every single day. And so what we do is we put it on the bottom of our list. And it kind of just, we pile everything else on top of it, and then we just never really get to it. When in reality, if I eat that frog first and then work my way down, I'm going to be a lot more successful because I've now bitten the bullet, I've gone after it, and what's going to happen is I'm going to gain that confidence. So maybe as a brand new coach, your frog and that confidence is sending out invites and inviting people to our next challenge group. Maybe you feel like that's the thing that scares you the most, when in reality, the only way that you're going to get better in leading those invites is by actually doing them. And so one of the biggest things that I've heard as a common theme is be here a year from now. You may feel like you've started really small. You may feel like you've had a lot of failures, but if you continue to be here a year from now, like I promise you, if you ask all of the coaches that were with me in January of last year, if they thought they would be in the place that they are now, they're going to tell you no. And in some way along the way, they've grown, they've had failures. But the thing is, if you never quit, you can't be beat. And so that's why I say be here a year from now. You're going to have struggles. You're going to feel like a terrible leader. I can't tell you how many times I've come to, the other leaders on this team in tears, an emotional wreck because I feel like I've been failing. But what it's done is it's helped me grow as a leader because I look at the things and where I need to improve on. And so I say that to say, just whatever it is that's really scaring you, that you feel like you don't have any confidence in, go and do one thing towards that specific thing. So maybe it's that you aren't posting about the coaching opportunity. Figure out ways that you can start incorporating that into your post. Maybe, like I said, it's your inviting. Start doing that. I mean, our goal is to invite 3 to 5 people a day. Maybe you aren't doing that yet, so start with 1 to 2 and build upon that. And by inviting, you guys, actually, I don't mean posting on social media for a call to action post. I mean actually sending a specific invite to a person saying, hey, how are you doing? I've got this challenge group coming up on February 22nd. I'd love for you to join, yada, 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 just using the scripts that we have available, and actually inviting to our challenge group. Because I think so many coaches come onto this business, and that's one of the hardest things, and my veteran coaches on here can chime into that in the beginning, inviting is the scariest thing, I think. Would you guys say, y'all can unmute yourselves. Would you guys say that that's probably the scariest thing in the beginning is actually stepping outside of your comfort zone and inviting people to the challenge group?
Yeah.
Mainly because you don't want to bother your
Yes.
Well, go ahead.
I said mainly because you don't want to bother your friends and family. You feel like you're going to annoy them or be that crazy person that nags them about whatever it is that you have to offer them.
Correct. And so for those of you that have been coaches for a while, what have we learned about that along the way?
Generally, the people that you put off to the last minute to invite are usually the people that instantly are like, oh my gosh, I've been watching you and I'm so excited to start. Or will have no hesitation whatsoever about it.
Exactly. Julie, what were you going to say?
I've got perfect example. Person I approached over the summer when I very first started coaching. She was like, no. Maybe 4 or 5 months later, she was, you know what? Yeah, I want in. And now she's like a rock star coach on my team. So
yeah. And
you
so
never
it's
know.
all about you never know. And that's why I always say, like, this falls into your leadership position, that a no is not a no, it's just a not right now. And so building that confidence and understanding, number one, people get busy. Think about how many times you have thought that you answered a message, or you hit send, or you looked at a text message and thought you answered and you never did. And so that's how I always kind of, make myself feel better, because I'm one of those people. That was me. I didn't want to annoy people. I didn't want to feel like I was nagging them. But what I found is over the course of 3.5 years, I have had maybe 1 or 2 negative. I don't think I've ever had anyone tell me, leave me alone. I've had people say, no, I'm not interested. I'm doing this and this and this. And I'm like, okay, that's totally fine. But I've never had anyone blatantly tell me, no, just leave me alone, you're bothering me. And I'll ask, like, hey, do you mind if I check in with you next month? Or if I'm bothering you, just tell me to leave you alone. Like, I'm totally okay with that. And I've honestly, guys, in 3.5 years, I've never had a negative experience with that, because people genuinely are interested in what you're doing, because you are being a leader by motivating them, by posting. You guys think that sometimes, I think as coaches, because we're either at home or we're busy, that we think our posts don't matter. But I'm here to tell you they matter, and people are watching. They may not be answering your messages, but you are leading people more than you think. I don't know how many times I get messages, and there will be days where I won't have anyone comment on any single post I make. But lo and behold, I'll message someone, or I'll get a message from someone a couple of days later that says, oh my gosh, that post you said the other day just totally spoke to me. And so people are watching and paying attention to you, but you have to take ownership of that leadership position. It doesn't matter if you're a brand new coach or not. One of my favorite sayings is fake it till you make it. You may not know the answer, but you got a whole team of people that are right there willing to help you with every single step of the way, whether it's that you don't know how to invite, whether it's that you don't know how to run a challenge group, you don't know what documents to give new challengers. That's what we're here for. And so, realizing that the minute you step into this position, that you are a leader and taking ownership of that. And I promise you, it's going to open your mindset. It doesn't matter if you have no challengers. You're leading people just by posting on social media. And so when you think of it that way, it really starts to broaden your horizons of what your role is as a coach and what you're doing. And so I know a lot of us struggle with this confidence issue. And so that's why I really wanted Alana to do this call tonight, was because I know, especially with so many new coaches coming onto our team, how scary it can be. And y'all, there's still times that 3.5 years later, I still get scared and still get nervous about making a certain post or having a conversation with someone. But I've gained that confidence over the past couple of years because I've just continually kept doing it, and I haven't given up. And so that's my challenge to you guys, is even if you feel like you're being a failure right now, continue to fail forward, and don't give up, and be here a year from now, because I promise you, you're going to look back and see a whole lot of success over the way, because that's one of the reasons that I'm still here today. So what do you guys have any specific questions? I'm going to stop recording really quick. We've got a